Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrea Mason, and I went from victim to victorious. Stay tuned for my upcoming book and my media platforms for announcements and links. In today's world, we experience bullying of all sorts, all ages, all stages, all aspects and dynamics of life. But does anyone really tell you what it feels like? Does anyone tell you the strategies and techniques on how to overcome, face your bully, challenge your bully, or remove the bully from your life all around? Well, take a deeper dive. I'm going to give you a few key tips, examples, and principles to be put in place on how you can remove all bullies from your life. Now, in life, there's several bullies. For the younger generations, the children and the young adolescents, they usually are faced around them every day, whether it be on the schoolyard, the playing field, in the classroom, at lunch, or even on the bus. And children today aren't equipped with the right mindset, tools, and techniques to relinquish the bully. Now, I'm not talking about physical abuse. I'm not talking about getting violent or revenge. I'm talking about the mindset of the individual who is being bullied. But first, I'm going to address the bullying mentality. Most of the time, from my personal experiences, bullies are one that are intimidated, lack certain items, qualities, attributes, materials, or even individuals in their lives that bring them joy, or they're just individuals that are unhappy with their life circumstances and don't know how to handle it and take it upon others. Now remember, I have said this in several videos, how people treat you many times is a reflection of how they were treated. That's all they know. That's all they've experienced. So in one regard, as the bully may have intention or have an attention to single you out and go after you, in the same regard, on their other side of their mind, they may have been victims of themselves, or observed it, or witnessed it, or had it all throughout their life. And that's all they knew. If someone didn't agree with them, align with their mindset, align with their mentality, or include them and outcast them, they go on the prowler's attack. And then everybody that doesn't agree with them is a victim of bullying. And they receive and they emulate that onto others, predators, innocent bystanders, family members, friends. And the worst case scenario is believing that not only are they bullying people outside of them, but you can only imagine what's going in their minds. Again, the mindset of a bully is that no one should be better than me. I have an unfulfilled or undeserving life. It's not fair how I lead or live my life, and it's everybody else. The blame name game of shame. So now that we have an idea, or even just the tip of the iceberg of what the mindset of a bullying is, that they've been victim of abuse of some sort, or been neglected, abandoned, or don't fit in, they do the attack on the external. And we also have the knowledge that not only is on the external, but you can only imagine what's going on in their mind. Why they're not succeeding, why they're not abundant in friendships, why they are not successful, why they are unhealthy, why they're living the lifestyle they lead. So that's the bullying mentality. The bully's mindset, intention, attention, a tip of the iceberg of their lifestyle, demeanor, and behavior, and within their own mind. Now let's look at it as the victim. Now, I'm not saying it's easy to be a victim of abuse. I was a victim of abuse of every single kind all throughout my life until I put it to a stop. Yes, you do have the capability and ability to put it to a stop. But the victim's mindset is that of some of these following traits. Again, I lead and only share by example. Some of the traits of being a victim of abuse or bullying is you're not good enough. You're deserving of this. You may feel you have brought this upon yourself. You may feel, if done over and over again, that real now gets embedded in your mind, and maybe they are right. Maybe you are defined by what they say or don't say, or defined on how they treat you or don't treat you. And being a victim allows you to lack trust. It allows you to be very cautious and have heightened awareness of who you speak with, who you connect with, what you tell others, what you disclose and what you share. Be very cautious of your own demeanors of, am I portraying a particular intention, gravitating towards attention, or seeking that negative behaviors that has been portrayed upon yourself from the bully. Victims of bullying and abuse have difficulty effectively communicating with one another. What do I mean by that? Is they're always on edge. They have self-doubts, they have uncertainty, they fear the unknown, they have great fears in taking risks, they have great fears of being judged. And 9 times out of 10, they're very hesitant to be proactive when it comes to doing something for themselves. Self-care, self-love, taking action towards enhancing their quality of life. Because they fear rejection, acceptance, abundance, and being deserving of being treated correctly. So that's the victim mentality. Fear of trust, fear of love, fear of risks, fear of the unknown, the uncertainty, fear of being judged, making sure not to burden or bother anyone, fear of asking for help. That's the the victim's mindset. So now let's step into taking action. Habitual rituals for the victim on how to overcome being bullied, abused of any stage, any age, any type, of all sorts, of all kind, in all areas of life and dynamics. Number 1, the first step into really addressing and eliminating the bullies in your life is being mindful and taking serious action and inventory of who is in your life. Are they belittling you or are they benefiting you? Are they genuine or are they genuinely playing some role? Are they paying attention or do they have an intention? Are they sincere or are they waiting for what they can get out of it? Heightened awareness is most key because it's the most prominent. It's heightening your awareness about individuals' actions, the way they speak, the way they present themselves, the nonverbal cues, and really seeing what they're doing when you're not around. Now you say, well, Andrea, how do I do that if I'm not around? Well, there's many ways to explore their actions. When they're in public, see how they interact with individuals. Do they act a certain way and then after the event act differently? If they're on media, do they reflect what they believe? If they're teaching or have a business, does their morals, ethics, and values reflect that? Or are they constantly prodding and poking for information? Are they constantly asking, what are you doing? Are they constantly looking to leech off of your thoughts, emotions, dreams, fears? As victims, we tend to, in the beginning, wear our heart on our sleeve. But then, as we get bruised, banned, have a connotation, a stigmatism, a compartmentalization, or some sort of way, then we totally close our heart off. We don't trust, we don't love, we don't even care for ourselves. So to eliminate that is to, first, by observation. The individuals who are making you feel less of who you are, the individuals who are nagging, prodding, being negative towards you, ask yourself, is what they're saying valid? Is there any value in what they're telling me? And what is the value I'm getting to keep them in my life? Now, we talked about children, bullies amongst kids. We must encourage our kids to empower ourselves within and ask them, is this behavior a behavior that you would consider someone being your friend? And if not, then you can agree to disagree to not be friends with that individual anymore. As I've seen on media, it escalates where it becomes one person, and then the person goes to the masses, influences the masses, then it's everyone against that one person. For parents, guardians, caregivers, coaches, teachers, mentors, and leaders out there, if this is the case, sit down with your child and with the individual and ask them to write a belief statement of what they take value for who they are. Are they a good listener? Are they a good friend? Are they a good communicator? Are they kind? Are they honest? Are they respectful? Now, this is about the victim. And then, if the answer is no to some of those, what are the necessary steps to adopt, adapt, apply, and master those traits? If these are adolescents, these are individuals who follow the crowd, who are in cliques, want to be in the new trend, don't want to be left out. If a bully is bullying you in person or on social media, you have a right, you have a choice to stand up and block, delete, report if it's social media. And you also have a right in person to say, you know what? Bold, brave, civil, and bright, I don't have time for you right now. That's not who I want to surround myself with. That's not the qualities I want to attribute. Now, I know what you're saying, teens out there. That's geeky, that's weird, that's not cool. All right. Then the other one is the old school of walk away and ignore them. Now, sometimes this is a benefit, sometimes this is a disadvantage. The benefit, if you ignore them, they'll find somebody else to prowl on. But if you don't want to walk away and you approach that individual and say, you know what? Your behaviors of A, B, and C and how you treat me is this, and I don't think that's cool. You want to continue that, I'm not going to be a part of it. Call them respectfully, civilly, in a mature way on what they're doing. Because like I said in the beginning of the video, bullies, 9 times out of 10, are just programmed following what they've observed or happened to them. And they haven't received unconditional love. They haven't received kindness. They haven't received attention. So they get it in a negative way. Now, if we're talking about adults, whether it's in your relationships, your family, or your corporations, here is an avenue that's probably difficult because you have a history with this person. Whether it's your spouse, person you're living with, your family member, which you really don't have a choice to have as family, but you do have a choice to distance yourself from them. And if it's a corporation, then you follow the chain of command based on your corporation. I'm not here to tell you how to do it. I could give some suggestions and recommendations, but I don't know where you work. So let's start with family. You can't choose your family, but you can choose the amount of time you want to spend with your family, the amount of connections and events you do with your family, and if it's family that lives under the same roof, go back to the earlier adolescence. Be bold enough and brave enough to address that individual. When you do this, I feel this. And to circle it off, I don't appreciate, respect, or want to be spoken to or treat that way. Again, circles back. The bullies, 9 times out of 10, don't know their intention or attention because it's only been done to them or all that they have witnessed. Now, if it is your spouse, your partner, whoever you're living with, it's just the two of you in a romantic or personal relationship, You have a right to weigh your self-care, your self-worth, and value to stay in that relationship. Obviously, disclaimer, if there's physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental or emotional abuse, reach out to your local entities and talk it out. If you want, I'm here also to talk. But you, everything you do in life, good, bad, indifferent, checks and balances, for every action there's a positive or negative reaction, you have a choice to remove yourself from the situation if deemed worthy. If that's not a feasible option, to address the individual, face the elephant in the room. Now, corporations. Domino effect has happened time and time again all throughout my hierarchy of working from line staff to, corporate and management. You were hired for a particular reason, whether it's your work ethic, your job description, your experience, or all the above. If you've experienced bullying within the workplace, first act of order, my mouth just got stuck for a second, pardon me. First plan of action, sit down with the individual who's doing it, address it with them. And if possible, have the door open. If not, then make sure you have some notes of some sort of what the conversation entails. Hey, boss, SEO, CEO, HR, whatever the org chart is for this condition, sit down with them. Here you had mentioned this, you had stated this, or this is the behavior that I have received. Here, this is how it makes me feel. If that doesn't work, and I'm not guaranteeing these options work, but they are worth trying. The other opportunity is to go to a professional, HR, depending on what line of work you do. Share with them. Make sure, first and foremost, you clear your head, you get calm, you're professional. Yes, it's emotional. Yes, it's sabotaging. Yes, it's draining. Yes, you feel like you're walking on eggshells every time you walk through the office or log on virtually. But your health, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, medical, or what have you, is your number one asset. Is it worth your health that's priceless to continue working at that corporation, agency, whatever it may be? Remember, you have a choice. You have several opportunities and options to explore before making the final decision. But no one has the right to bully you, and no one has the right to continue being a victim of any sort of abuse, neglect, or bullying. If you want to take a deeper dive, I open my heart and my services to you to connect with me, as I've been a victim of abuse and bullying of all kinds all throughout my life up into adulthood. Which leads me to that I do have a book coming out. I do have connections available for individuals and groups. And I am booking for the next 2 quarters and being a hired professional to speak further on these topics. So I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching. Your time is a precious gift that I never take for granted, that I know I cannot replace, but is valuable because of your presence. So I wish that you got some value out of this. These are suggestions based on my personal experiences, recommendations, not mandated and not dictated. These are some of the opportunities that I have seen be successful for everyone. And it might not be for everyone. It might not be for anyone. It's just food for thought to understand the mindset of a bully and a victim, where you can either meet to agree to disagree, or you can separate ways and go about your days. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. My name is Andrea Mason, your personal accountability coach, alumna of Dr. Les Brown, creator and innovator of Press Play, Plan Life According to You. This has been an extended video, but like I said, I'm coming up 1,000 videos, and I'm going to probably do one a week or one every 2 weeks. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see so I can better provide a greater service for you. Thank you. Check out the description, check out our information, hit that notification to get all notifications and announcements. Go to my website to learn more. Like, share, subscribe, for it really truly helps out the channel and my media platforms. And I'll see you in the next video.